Hey everybody, here is the introduction to my new green screen. Now we've got two people in here. I know one of those is old Curly Jaws because he's backstage and I'm going to be adding him soon. Um, I was kind of like going back and forth about whether I was going to do a stream tonight or not because to be totally honest, something happened at work during a meeting that really pissed me off and stressed me out. And I'll piss and moan about that during the daily grindhouse segment coming up. But so I was like, like when Steve came home, I was outside like walking around in the backyard and he automatically knew something was up with me. He was like, what's wrong with you? And I said, I'm stressed and a little pissed off. I said, not at you, but it's something that went on at work. But hey, TJ. Hey, Blissful. There is a ghosty behind me tonight. I They sent me my replacement green screen, and fortunately for me and for you guys that like to look at these cool backgrounds behind people, as opposed to looking at their well, in my case, it's sometimes a messy area, and I would rather you guys look at something cool like this than look back there and see all that mess back behind me. So, anyway, the first green screen I got, for those of you that didn't know, I went to pull the screen up, and it basically slid about halfway down. It didn't lock in place, so I was so mad. Hey, Texas. Um, and so I promptly got on Amazon and chatted with them. And you guys know how that goes. Usually it's, and I know these people from, other countries and stuff like that need to have jobs too. I totally get that. But a lot of times you get one of these people that, English isn't their native language. And, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but sometimes they can't think outside the box, and somebody gives them a paper to say all this stuff on, and that's all they just keep reiterating over and over and over again, no matter what the issue is. But anyway, thankfully I got a person that was willing and able to help, and they didn't even make me send the broken one back, which Steve said I should keep the broken one around for a little while just in case we might need it, because you can put a vice grip on it and it will keep it up, but it's not nearly as tight as the one behind me. So you might have more shadows and stuff like that. And if you guys have a keen eye, you will notice that my chair that I sit in, my racing chair or gaming chair, is not green, but the green screen, or the way the chroma key or whatever I've got set up, must think that the blue on my chair is close enough to green that it looks like parts of my chair are missing and the background showing through. But that's kind of small potatoes. To get a really good setup, you might have to spend thousands of dollars, and I just don't have that kind of money. So this is the poor man setup for green screen right here. So um, I finally got my webcam settings the way I like them. I got the new green screen and it works. Um, I am going to have some additional lighting at some points and times, but I thought, hey, it looks pretty good for tonight. I'm not going to do too much with it. It is pretty seamless. You can see, well, actually over here, you can see a few shadows and a little artifacting, but overall, I'm happy with it. Um, Thank you, Blissful. You say it looks good. So we do have we're showing 3 in here. We may actually have more than that. I think sometimes StreamYard doesn't calculate the people the way it should. So, and we may have people later. But hey, 71, thank you very much. You said that green screen looks great. Um, what I'm going to do tonight, in case people weren't sure, they just saw, hey, Dana's live stream, and let's see what kind of craziness she's going to come up with. This was brought up to me, this idea, at least twice by people in the chat, that I should do a paranormal or supernatural show. And I thought, yeah, I have a lot of pictures that were taken at Waverly Hills that I can show on here. I have video that I can show. I have EVP recordings that I can let you guys listen to. And then also anybody, old Curly Jaws is going to come on here in a little bit. And I'm hoping he hasn't taken too many gummies because it might freak him out. Like I got a ghost behind me, and we're going to be talking about all kinds of creepy things tonight, and not necessarily just creepy, but uh, fascinating to me. And whether you believe or you don't believe in that kind of stuff, I think this kind of discussion is fun for most anybody, unless you're my husband, unless you're Steve, and then nothing much interests him, bless his heart. So that's what I'm going to talk about tonight, along with old Curly Jaws and anybody else that wants to come in here at any point in time while I'm doing the stream. So I'm going to go ahead and do the daily grindhouse, and I'm going to bitch and moan about work, basically, because I've already talked about the green screen. So no sense going on and on about that. And then I'm going to add Curly Jaws, and then we're going to get this party started and start talking about. You can talk about paranormal experiences you've had. You can talk about favorite supernatural movies that you watched. It's kind of no rules tonight. No holds barred. You can basically talk about anything you want on that topic. Yeah, 71. Hopefully old Curly Jaws doesn't freak out by the ghost. Well, that's what I was saying. I don't know how many gummies he's had. I saw him I saw him using his. Oh, holy cow! Yeah, that's a lot, and for me, that would be a lot. Um, so anyway, let's go ahead and get the daily grindhouse intro, and y'all can enjoy this lovely intro once again. Okay, now back to me. So, in case you guys are just chomping at the bit to find out what pissed me off so bad about work today, we got told that everybody on the help desk needed to be in this meeting that we have every Thursday afternoon at 3:30 p.m. Okay, and anytime a supervisor or a manager or whatever says, I need everybody to be in this meeting, they make a special point to say, I need everybody to be in this meeting, then you pretty much know something's up. Either you're going to get chewed out, which was my first red flag. I thought we're going to get chewed out about something. There's something that's up that's that we're going to get chewed out about. And Steve would probably tell me to quit being a pessimist, but it's happened one too many times with different jobs and stuff. And so I guess I can't help it. I've got to uh, heightened awareness, or whatever you want to call it, of that kind of stuff. So 3:30 rolls around, we all get in the meeting, the team's chat meeting, and yeah, my supervisor started in on his first thing. Okay, is everybody in here? And then started talking about some software, Cloud9, that a lot of the clinics use to schedule patients and all that at these orthodontist clinics. So there have been quite a few cases recently where they have to send emails from within this Cloud9 software. And if the email server settings are not correct, it will throw them back an error. So I have been shown, I'm sure other people have been shown, that generally what you need to do is go into the location, whatever clinic it is, that location, go in their email server settings and make sure that the email address is correct. And in a lot of cases, you have to reset the password in exchange and then basically copy and paste it into Cloud9. Okay. So today, and there was no way I was going to say, I think I was the first one that did this, because, my supervisor was being kind of gruff. And he basically said, someone went in here and put this email address for several locations, but what they should have done is just left it blank in the location and went into the practice information and changed it there. And I wanted to scream. I wanted to say, that was not how I was shown how to do it, when even he showed me how to do it. And Cloud9 support, that is not the way that they told me how to do it. So we've got two different sets of rules now. If it's these certain email addresses, you don't put them in the location email server settings. You got to put it in the practice ones. So it's like, I swear, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. So then we got told we got problems with the tickets. People are not keeping up with their tickets. And I want to call bullshit on that, because I take meticulous care of my tickets. I update my tickets every single day. So, again, I wanted to call bullshit on that, but I didn't. I stayed quiet and let him say his piece. Because when he has like the one-on-one chats with me, he always tells me I'm doing good and staying up on my tickets, and everybody likes me and says I'm friendly and helpful. And I have the highest simple sat rating. I know that probably doesn't mean a whole lot to you guys, of anybody on the help desk. And I have closed I'm second in closing tickets. So I really don't know why I had to get, rolled up into that bitch session where we were all getting bitched at about our tickets. And those damn tickets are something I've heard about since I started with Smile Doctors. That, people are going to get written up if they don't take care of their tickets and keep up with them. And then we were told nobody's taking these priority 1 tickets. Why is nobody taking these priority 1 tickets? And then we got told that one guy has got 100 tickets. He doesn't need to take any more priority 1s. And here's the honest truth. And again, I wanted to say something, but I didn't. Because I didn't want to say something in front of everybody else on the help desk and be ridiculed by the supervisor in front of everybody. When I have my one-on-one meeting with him, then I will tell him, every time one of those pops up in the Teams chat, those priority ones, I'm either on the phone with somebody already, getting ready to call somebody, or I'm in the middle of something. So I guess my question to him will be, do you want me to just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, there's a P1 on the board. I've got to get off this call with you. I'll call you back later." I mean, literally, I'm going to ask, is that the way you want me to handle it? Because I'm no longer intimidated by these tickets. I think he thinks some of us newbies are intimidated by the priority ones, and that's why we're not saying, "Oh, I'll take it." I don't know what the others are thinking, or what their reason is, but I'm always busy doing something else. I'm either on a call or working a ticket or whatever. So, um, so they want us to do it all. They want us to stay on the phones. They want us to keep our tickets all updated, and they want us to take every damn priority one that comes down the pipe. Something's going to have to give here, folks. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And they say they're going to get us. They've been saying for months they're going to get us more help on the help desk, and I hadn't seen high nor hair of any new people. So I'll believe it when I see it. And we were told we were going to get these new people, 2 or 3 new people in April. Well, folks, April's come and gone, and they still ain't got nobody else on the help desk. So let me. I'm through bitching and moaning here about it. I'm gonna go and look at these chat messages real quick before I add old curly jaws. 71, you say, I get chewed out every day by a senior citizen who can curse worse than a sailor, laughing my ass off. Well, thank you, Wes. You say, nice backdrop, Dana. Reminds me of that. Oh, gosh, don't bring up A24 movies, Wes. It was okay until you said that. But maybe TJ says that Ghost Story was a pretty good flick. Maybe I need to try to give that one a watch. I'm not saying I hate all A24 films, but hey, X-Ray. I'm not bragging, Wes. That was what was told to me in my performance review, that I had the highest simple set rating. I can't help it. That's what was told to me. Nah, I'm still just plain on me. I haven't went Hollywood yet. Hey, Chris. Hollywood Benningfield. That's gonna be my new. That's gonna be my new screen name. I'm gonna replace Evil Dead chick with Hollywood Benningfield. Would y'all like that? Ooh, 71's got a craving for overstuffed ravioli and queso. That actually sounds pretty good. Amen, Alec. So I'm going to go ahead and add curly jaws real quickly here. So there we go. Hey, curly jaws.
What's up?
Not a whole lot. I just got through bitching and moaning about my work.
It sounds like everywhere. Like they don't have enough help, and then they're kind of make people go home, and I'm just like, just dumb. Corporate America.
Yeah. And it's all about, I mean, it truly is about the almighty dollar. That's all it's about. Because that's all any company talks about, is how much money they're making, unless they're a nonprofit like a library. When I worked for library systems, you didn't hear this, oh, we made X number of dollars last year, or last quarter, or whatever.
Don't like now they're trying to ban libraries and books and all that shit. I'm like, you're all fucking nuts.
It's craziness. It's just pure craziness. Um, So I just want to reiterate that, if anybody wants to join me and Old Curly Jaws on here at any point in time, I'm not really sure how long I'm going to be on here tonight. And I probably will step away at some point in time because I did get a Snickers Blizzard from Dairy Queen, but I've got it in the freezer now because if you get them delivered or something, especially when the weather's warm, sometimes they can get a little bit mushy on you, a little bit too mushy for my liking. I'm not like Steve who will take a pint of ice cream out of the freezer and leave it sitting on the counter for half an hour or something till it's like chocolate milk or something if it's chocolate ice cream. I don't like it that soupy. I mean, I like
No.
a little substance to it. So
If I wanted
yeah,
a milkshake, I'd get a milkshake.
exactly. Or if I wanted chocolate milk, I'd just pour me a glass of chocolate milk and drink it.
Chocolate milk sounds amazing. I
Steve's
got
got.
you. I got Yoo-Hoos.
Ooh, I love Yoo-Hoos.
I never had a Yoo-Hoo until like 3 months ago for the first time in my life.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I avoided them like the plague because all I heard was it's chocolate water, and I'm just like, that's
Oh no,
gross.
no, they're better than that.
Yeah, like you can actually make you she syrup and water. People say it tastes just like it. I'm
Uh,
like, I mean,
71 says, I'm waiting for another free food delivery from the county, but got enough food here to hide out for weeks. Well, I hope you don't have to hide out for weeks, 71. That sounds like something Steve would want to do. Yes, Chris C. I agree. Censoring books is like burning them. Uh,
that's like
that,
censoring films,
yes, it's all stupid. Censoring music, censoring films, censoring video games, censoring
censoring all
books.
curly jaws.
Yeah,
3
exactly.
times, not one, not two, but three.
3 times. 71 says they don't deliver out here and haven't had Dairy Queen in like 15 years. Wow.
Dairy Queen went to shit.
I
Except their blizzards are good. They can't
I,
really
li- I
fuck up a
like their
blizzard.
I like their blizzards, and I had a flamethrower burger the other day that was pretty
Mm.
good.
See, I couldn't eat that. I'd be like, I can't. I like spicy food, but there's certain shit I can't handle. I'm not fucking handle that.
And then I like their chicken strip baskets, but I will say the chicken strip baskets are not as good as they were.
No, no, hell no.
I don't know what happened to them, but they're not as good as they
Is
were.
that's really everything though? Like, can we be like, let's be honest for a minute. Like, every fast food place is not as good as it used to be. I think.
Exactly. It it's just like I don't think some people might think, well, God, Dana, they're working at a restaurant. They're not going to have pride in their work. But I'll tell you guys, I've had a lot of different jobs, including washing dishes at a local restaurant. That was one of my first jobs, and working in tobacco even for my papaw growing up. That was how I made my money back then. And my papaw paid good money. If you would work hard, he would pay you good.
Damn, he sounds like a good boss.
Yeah, well, my papaw, my dad's dad, he had a temper, but usually he took it out on tractors and things like that because you just didn't want to be around him if he was throwing stuff because you might get on the wrong end of it. But it wasn't like he smacked people around in the family or anything like that. Except one time, Dad said when he was a kid, he was riding on the back of a wagon that Papa was pulling with a tractor, and Dad fell off of it. And that would scare your parents to death if they looked behind them and saw that you weren't on the back of this wagon like you were. So Papa stopped the tractor, jumped off of it, went over to my dad, who's all scraped up and stuff, and he says, "Are y'all all right? Are y'all all right?" And of course, my dad mistakenly said, "Yeah, yeah, I'm all right," because he was embarrassed that it happened. Then Papa starts smacking him around and saying, "You damn fool." And Dad said, I should have told him, no, no, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Maybe he wouldn't have done that. But my dad's got lots of stories like that. I mean, not that Papa beat on them or anything, but old school parents, if you scared them like that, they're going to freak out and smack your butt or, whatever. And that, essentially that's what happened. Uh, but so anyway, we'll go ahead and get started talking about some paranormal things. It's paranormal night here on the Deadites on Deck live stream. So you guys share in the chat again if anybody wants to join live with us. Feel free. I can put the link back in the chat if need be. Honestly, I've never figured out how to pin it. 71 did mention that one night about pinning that where it would stay like at the top or something and somebody could go to it. If anybody knows how I can do that, please feel free to let me know and I will I'll be happy to do that. But so
I might have someone that could join if you want me to send me the link.
Yeah. Is it Mormo?
Yeah, let's see if Mormon wants to join.
Yeah, I'd love to have Mormo on here. I haven't talked to Mormo in a long time. When I first started listening to Dead Pit, I heard from Mormo a lot. So let's see. There we go. I put it back in the chat. Oh, Curly Jaws.
Let's see.
And so I have. Let's see what you guys want to see first or hear about first. So I have pictures of both visits to Waverly Hills, one when Steve and I went, and one when I went with my neighbors and we stayed half the night. There was no way Steve was going to do that because he's got to sleep. So he wasn't going to stay half the night in a dilapidated building looking for ghosts. So I ended up going with my neighbors, and both times I went, I experienced things. Like I said, I also have EVP recordings that I've done here at home with a spirit box. And believe it or not, I actually heard them say my name at one point in time. Now, some people call bullshit on that kind of stuff. They don't believe. They think you're just imagining things or whatever.
Did you ever do the Ouija board?
I have actually for my 13th birthday. That was what I asked for. That was the present that I wanted, was a Parker Brothers Ouija board.
Ouija board.
And my parents got it for me. And I think it's the original one I got for my 13th birthday is still at my mom and dad's house. But I should have brought it back here. And I would go and get it, but I'm afraid that I'll disturb Steve because it's in the bedroom. And I don't want to do that. So I'll try to remember to show it on another stream, maybe in a daily grindhouse. So 2-3 years ago, I bought one from a guy that hand makes them. And this is the coolest thing ever. And, of course, they can't. Parker Brothers are one of the companies still owns Ouija. And so anybody else that does one of these boards can't call it that. They can't call it a Ouija board. They would have to call it a spirit board or something um, other than Ouija board. So anyway, I've got that, and I think it came with a planchette. It's got the planchette that moves over the board and lands on the letters and numbers and the yes and no and all that. But yeah, I would like to. I wish I had remembered to get it out of the bedroom
I
before
I
someone.
say, would you be cool like if I got a Ouija board, like if I went out and bought one, would you be like doing like one like a Ouija live or something?
Oh yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. I think to do that. Yeah, Steve will not use the Ouija board with me, believe it or not. Um, he says, "No, I'm not going to do that." So I have never been able to use that handmade one yet, because I'm a little spooked. They say don't use them by yourself. People that are really deep into that stuff say no, don't use those by yourself, because if you do that, you're opening yourself up to good and bad entities that could pass through you, or and I you
You
know
end up turning like one of them Deadites.
exactly.
Steve be
or,
like, Dana, what's going on in there? And
or
you're just like
your
you're just
head would
running at
start
him.
spinning around like Linda Blair on The Exorcist or something.
That's a great movie.
71. Well, Blissful says, I won't use a Ouija board. It's dangerous. Well, I've had a lot of people that I know tell me, Dana, don't mess with those things now. Um, but I just can't help myself. 71 says, I don't touch Ouija boards. My evil grandfather had one and he died, and my cousin took it home. Probably brought extremely bad luck. Yeah, if your grandfather was evil and he had one, yeah, I don't think I'd want to take one from somebody that was considered evil.
I tell you, there was one time I went to a Goodwill, or no, it was like a flea market, and I saw a Ouija board and I touched it, and I literally like it like shivers up my spine. It was fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I was just like, what the fuck? It just felt weird. I don't know. I never experienced. I handed it to some old lady, and she's like, I don't want that.
Exactly. So 71 says, I don't need a Ouija board to have spirits good and bad around me. Thankfully, at least I stopped having snake dreams after 3 of them and moved onto a pug dream. Well, pug sounds better than snakes, and I love my snake. I love my ball python Ash. He's the coolest snake ever. But I totally get that some people just don't like them. Um, but you're talking to a person that used to put ash around her neck and walk around the house and stuff. I don't do that so much anymore, because of the amount of dogs I've got in the house, and I'm just scared that one of the bigger dogs might jump up and just grab him and do something, nefarious to him. So I try to be real careful. Um, so let's go ahead. I'll just start showing you guys some pictures. How about that? And people can comment in the chat. Oh, Curly Jaws can add comments as well, since he's on here live with me. So let me see. I know what I can do. I can just share my screen. But let me get these things to come up here. I didn't really think of how I was gonna do this exactly. Now then, so let's see, share screen. Okay, here we go. All right. So I hope everybody can see this. This is actually, and it's a shame that we didn't get to keep um, these passes. These are what got us in. This is when I went with my neighbors, um, and we did the half night investigation. Uh, you can see my little ghost hunting kit there in that little box. But that was actually our Waverly Hills tour admission pass. Um, and we had to basically present that to gain entry. And then we had to give them up after that. So it would have been really cool to be able to keep them. Um, but okay, I'm not sure if that's gonna. Oh, did we lose old Curly Jaws? Looks like I knew it got quiet. So did everybody see that first picture? You can let me know in the chat here. All right. So okay, I'm not sure why these pictures are not showing up here. Okay. That's going to be, I don't know if these are just too dark maybe. I think maybe that's the case. So let me these are actually some outside of Waverly Hills. Um that is actually inside of the building, kind of, but you can see outside. Um, let me see if I can make this. Well, I don't think it's showing that. All right. Oh, Curly Jaws is back. I should have turned these on to what you call it, slides, but that would have took too long. So, um, hold on here, guys. I'm not sure why it is. So, Texas, did you see the one? I'm not even sure if anybody was seeing the other ones. Uh, okay, maybe we'll get somewhere with this here. I'm trying to get some like clearer pictures here. So let's try this again. Let's try this again here. Share screen. Window. But why can't I cycle through them? Okay. All right, guys. This is driving me nuts. Try it again. You would think if I was sharing that window that I'd be able to. All right. Now, let's make this bigger here. Maybe you guys can make some kind of semblance of Some of these are quite a bit dark. That was actually outside on the roof of the building. This was a very large building. That's kind of inside, but like I said, you could look out and see the outside. Um, that's another shot. Those are a few shots of like the same area. There's another shot that I took from the upper part of the building, and I was getting a shot of another part of the building from the outside. You can see just how massive this building is. Okay, so this was actually one of the balls that was in Waverly Hills. There are balls at different spots. Um, well, I was going to add old Curly Jaw's back, but now I don't see him. So, um, anyways, so that was one of the balls, and these balls will roll around and move. Um, there's another shot from the inside. You could tell it was getting pretty dark then. This is there are certain areas I believe that you can't even go to in Waverly Hills because they would be too dangerous. You'd be falling through the floors and things like that. But you can see just how dilapidated some of the areas are. People are probably thinking, oh my gosh, there was probably asbestos and all kinds of nefarious stuff in there. Um, you can see, paint chipping and all this. It's a very, very old building. And I apologize for some of these guys. I'm not the best photographer in the world. And no, that is not a ghost or a shadow person or whatever. That is actually somebody standing out in one of the hallways. Okay, so this here, where and that's my neighbor to the left there. This is like a memorial to two sisters who were both sick with TB at the same time. And I think one of the sisters may have actually died in the hospital, and one of them may have gotten a little bit better for a time and was able to leave. But then I think she passed away not long afterward. And you can see people have put flowers there and different things, and it was a really, really neat little memorial to those ladies, those sisters. There you can see a better picture there. You can see more of the little memorial things, flowers, jewelry, different things. And it says Lois Higgs, a patient of this Waverly Hills Tuberculosis Hospital, passed away August 18th of, I believe, 1956 at 28 years old. This was her room. And you can see, unfortunately, people have broken in, which it wouldn't be too hard to break into this place over the years, and have graffitied the walls. And sometimes, in some cases, they have written unsavory things on the walls. Um, and I think that's just really disrespectful that they do that. Um, you can see just how old this building is. Keep in mind, it was a tuberculosis hospital. But it does, I mean, even without, somebody mentioning ghosts or spirits or anything like that. It does give off a creepy vibe. I'm gonna add old Curly Jaws back here. Hey, old Curly Jaws. Uh,
Internet was being stupid.
well, I got ready to add you back, and I was like, "Oh no, he's not there." um, so yeah, here is a actual. That's a bathtub there, guys.
Bathtub.
Yep. So
It's a haunted bathtub.
that is the creature, the stone creature that I think I have a better picture of it from the front, but I was actually upstairs and was taking this down in like I guess a courtyard area. These were actually where they had bodies, I believe, at one time. So there were dead bodies in this area at one time. But also keep in mind that they do a haunted house at Waverly Hills around Halloween. And so there were some things on the property that were not actual things that were in this hospital, they're props. So you have to keep that in mind as well. So, guys, are you getting a creepy vibe from looking at some of these pictures here?
Spooky.
Yeah. You guys let me know if you see any ghostly entities. This area here, I believe, was like a kitchen area, um, where they would make and serve the food for the patients. And I believe this was the room that when Steve and I went, and I was just snapping pictures, um, that I saw the girl in the back that was not part of our group, did not look from our time period. She looked like she was from the time period when tuberculosis was running rampant and people were actually in the hospital. Here is the creature from the front. That is a really cool statue of a creature that a gargoyle, I guess. And you also have the sign there right beside him that says "Keep Out." So I'm guessing the gargoyle actually is supposed to guard this place.
The gargoyle.
So here's the outside of the building. And this is in daylight hours. It was still daylight then. And again, you can see just how gigantic this hospital was.
Mm.
And that's me and my neighbor Kim standing outside. And this was actually the next day. So the sun had come up and it was daylight hours. And I'll tell you a little story about Kim. Bless her heart. She was so excited to go on this investigation at Waverly Hills. She had never been. And, you guys have probably heard about people that are really sensitive to supernatural elements. So Kim actually got sick. She felt like she was going to throw up. She was breathing hard, all of that stuff. And the guide actually told whatever spirits were there to leave Kim alone. And they did for a little bit, but then she got to feeling sick again. And she actually had to leave and go sit out in the car while me and her husband finished up like the investigation. So this was actually taken after she had gotten ill and had to leave the building, and I had finished the investigation, and so we posed together for a picture out in front of the Waverly Hills. So here's Here's some video of
Waverly.
us going into the death tunnel. Me and Troy, Kim's husband, she didn't get to go into the death tunnel with us, unfortunately. Um,
I don't know if I want to go anywhere near a thing called the Death Tunnel.
well, I mean, that's the slang term for it. I think body shoot's not much better, but I think that was actually what they called it when this was a tuberculosis hospital. And the reason why they had this was because they didn't want patients that were still living to be seeing them wheeling out these dead bodies. So they would take them through this chute, this tunnel, so that the other patients
So,
would not see that.
would they throw them down there?
No, they actually would. They would wheel them out of the hospital very discreetly, the bodies, and we were going down steps, but to the right of these steps is just a concrete ramp. And they would actually have the dead bodies on gurneys and they would wheel them out down that ramp. And then when they reached the end, of course, I guess they figured they were safe. They would put them in ambulances or whatever and cart them off, I guess, to the funeral home or, mortuary or whatever. Um, but we were actually walking down the steps here. And this is actually where we saw the apparition, or I saw the apparition first. Um, but I was going to try it because you guys don't want to, this was kind of a long video. So when we were coming back up, I'm kind of trying to get it to right before I saw the apparition. And we'll see if you guys, if Curly Jaws and some of the rest of you guys actually see the apparition that I saw. So I don't think I had quite seen it yet. And here's the weird thing. I couldn't see the apparition just with my eyes. Oh, I think I lost old Curly Jaws again. Yeah, I didn't see the apparition with my eyes, but through the video camera or through my phone or whatever I was using, I was able to see it. Um, I'm just kind of trying to speed this up a little bit. So I don't know if you guys were able to see that because this video version is kind of sideways, but there was an apparition of what appeared to be a woman with a long dress on. Um, and I think I've got an edited version in here. So I won't bore y'all too much with that. This might be the edited version here. So again, I'm going to try to speed it along here. So can y'all see the apparition that seems to be floating in front of the steps? And again, you guys might call bullshit on it, but you can see her dress there just right in front of the steps. And you could not see that unless you were looking through the video. They're right about the middle of the steps. You can see the apparition, and basically, this apparition kept floating backwards until we got almost to the end, and she just kind of dissipated, whatever you want to call it. Um, so here's some more video of us just kind of walking around. Um, and some of this video is like 17 minutes long, so that's why I'm not going to be, you know, showing you guys it all. Um, I'm looking back at y'all's chat messages here. Um, so you guys are seeing some things, so that is good. Blitz, will you say it's so cool you went there? I've seen investigators go there. So creepy. So when you say, hopefully no black mold takes it over. Um, Blitzville, I did get a heavy feel to the place, but fortunately, I didn't, get ill like my neighbor did. My neighbor Kim, because she actually cried because she really wanted to finish the investigation. 71, you'd like to have that gargoyle at your driveway? Yeah, that would be cool. Blissful says, I want that statue. Um, Brandon, you say, reminds me of Blair Witch. X-Ray, you say you should post the vid on your channel. Yeah, I might do that at some point. 71, you say, if I went in this place, I would be bombarded with spirits. Oh, Curly Jaw says, damn internet keeps screwing up. That's what you say, give your internet a virtual gummy. Yeah, that's a good point, 70. When you say being in the moment there, it was probably the feeling of seeing her, so that's why it's easier to see for you. X-Ray, I do remember the show Ghost Hunters. They had that one goober who freaked out and yelled, dude, run. So actually this video was called, I named it Dana and Troy Exploring Waverly, um, which is exactly what we were doing. Um, Again, I'm not going to make you guys sit through all this because it was a lot of us walking around just kind of exploring things. So here's some more. There, I told you guys. I hope this doesn't get me kicked off of YouTube. That was something not very nice. There's me from a few years ago, several years ago actually. Um, I think I actually had my Twin Peaks shirt on there. Oh, this is Dana, Kim, and Troy visit room 502. This was actually rumored. Oops, I hit my green screen there. Sorry about that, guys. You can see the 502 up there. We were actually waving to Steve and stuff. I don't even know if at this point in time, if I've showed him these videos. Um, but there were rumors, and you can see that Kim does not look well there. I mean, yeah, the night vision's working and her eyes look all glowy, but she did not feel good, and she was starting to feel sort of panicky again at this point in time while we were around room 502. But there are rumors about room 502 that a nurse had gotten pregnant by a doctor, and he didn't want her to have the baby or something, and she hung herself. I don't know how true that is, but that is one of the stories that goes around. Um, so yeah, that was us exploring room 502. Let me see if I can let y'all. Well, there we go. I hope y'all can hear the sound. Let me just run it back a little bit. And the guide was actually using a spirit box, and you could hear her asking things, and then you could hear another voice, and evidently that was the spirit. This is a spirit Tim that the guide was talking to. And Troy scared the crap out of me. He just opened that sliding door.
Maybe if we could capture some little kids laughing. Well, that's not very nice what somebody wrote in there. Oh, there's a Coca-Cola. I didn't see that.
I'm not sure why this is upside down here, but who knows?
Yeah,
y'all can stand on your head or whatever.
Where I saw the girl standing. Did you want to play hide and seek with Troy?
So this was outside. We were on a break and we were on the 5th floor. And again, Kim is not looking very well there.
Yeah, Troy looked weird too.
I may have to go check on Brandon here in a little bit. He's barking for some reason.
I hit the record button again and it paused it.
Yeah, X-ray we maybe should have. I don't know if that was one of the things that they didn't want you to bring, though. There were certain things I think that they didn't want you to bring.
What do you mean it's not? It's recording. Okay. It's not blinking? Yeah. Okay. Then it's recording. Okay. Yeah, when it's blinking like that, it's off. There.
So we found another one of the balls. Like I told you, there were balls all over the building, and we actually got it to move on its own a little bit, but not much. You see my hand there trying to get it
Play
to.
with you.
It did roll slightly.
Can you push it? Look. Did you see it roll back a little bit?
There you go. Push it towards me.
Troy will play with you.
Ready? Here, I'll kick it.
See, I think it likes you, Troy, because
I'll
it's.
kick it this way. And then I'll kick it back to me.
Can you push it back? It did come back just a little bit.
Yeah. Probably that.
Oh. And then you may have to hit that.
I don't know what that was. That was just some random. This is the guide talking to spirits through a spirit box again.
That was awesome. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys, for my goofy behavior. This was more of the. I think it was something to do with the ball, and there was a device there too. I'm forgetting what that device was. I think when it goes off like that there's supposedly a spirit around.
Here's the ball. It hasn't moved.
Yeah, there's the ball again.
Got a pretty light on it, man.
Yeah. It looks almost like a planet.
X-ray, you say it sounds like you guys are speaking in
Do you have
tongues.
enough energy to roll it just a little bit? Maybe there were two. Yeah, no, I can't.
There's a moth.
Yeah, that was okay. So these pictures now, I believe these were the pictures that I took when Steve and I went on just like the 2 hour tour. So, guys, my blood sugar feels like it's dropped a little bit. So, I'm going to go grab my Snickers Blizzard real quickly, and then I will cycle through some more of these pictures. Yes, 71. Yes. And I do have my Snickers Blizzard right now. So I'll be good to go here in a little bit. Okay. So this was a picture of us in the death tunnel. Now, we didn't really get to explore like we did when I went on the investigation for half the night with my neighbors. But you can see the guide pointing and telling us things. I think I think I actually stumbled, and that's why people are looking towards me there. Okay, guys, this is the picture. Okay, that where I believe that I was able to capture some sort of entity. Do you guys see anything strange about this picture? Okay, you see the guide there with the flashlight, and she's talking, and there are a couple of girls there to the left. There's a person in a hoodie, um, sweatshirt type of thing. And then back behind that person is the entity that I'm talking about. Oh, sorry, Kelly. Kelly's like, wait, what? I didn't know this was going to be on tonight. Yeah, I kind of unfortunately waited until the last minute, Kelly. Yeah, X-ray. Right between the guide and the person in the hoodie. This picture, I didn't even notice it when I took the picture. I was just, kind of snapping pictures. Do I have Snickers and Blizzards on tap, TJ? I actually got an M&M one too. Yeah, there is an odd yeah, and when I brought up the pictures on the computer and I was just going through them, that at that point, that's when I noticed this entity. And I hollered for Steve. I said, Steve, come back here for a second. And he came back here and I said, do you remember this girl being in our group? And he's like, no, Dana, I don't. He said, you're freaking me out. And he went back in the living room. Bless what you say if she does party at Dana's. Highlight with my mouse cursor where the ghoul is. Um, hold on here. Yeah, if y'all can see me moving the mouse cursor, it's right about here. Right about here. Yeah, Kelly. So the face between the sweatshirt and the lady's head. Yes, right here. Texas, you say it's the ghost of Little Boy Blue or Buster Brown? Yeah, I've had several people say that's some scary shit. Uh, so, Kelly, you say it looks evil. I didn't really think that she looked evil. I thought she looked like she was observing us a little bit. And this picture, this is where I actually marked it in red so you guys can see her maybe a little bit better. There's the death tunnel again. There's where they put the bodies. There's where we were getting ready to go in the building. And I got a picture of the gargoyle again. There's me outside of Waverly. Again, you can see how large the building is. There's some more tables where they would have put dead bodies. I think that might have been around room 502 as well. There's the outside of Waverly Hills again. There's Steve. I mean, Steve was okay, I guess, with a 2-hour thing, but again, he would not have wanted to stay any longer. I thought I saw almost like a face reflected in the window, but I'm not too sure about that one. There's another picture of Steve. Every time I took a picture of him, he had this weird look on his face. There is room 502. See people going in there and taking pictures and things like that. Yeah, that was inside of 502. That was another one of the rooms there in Waverly. And again, in these other pictures where I was taking pictures and people that were in our group were there, you don't see that woman that was in that one picture. There I am again. And there is, I know it's a little distorted, but I was trying to blow this up a little bit so that people could see that her hairstyle was not like today's hairstyles. And this here, I didn't notice it at first, but somebody else, a friend of mine, looked at that and said, that looks like a hat with a ribbon on it. And the hairstyle, I actually looked at hairstyles from the 20s, clothes from the 20s and hats from the 20s. And all of these things pretty much matched up. Let's see. X-Ray, you say, I have an Indonesian friend, and one time she took a boat ride to this river and she pointed out a head peeking out of the water. I swear it looks similar to that face, all pale. Yeah, Kelly, the eyes were very odd. X-Ray, you say, Dana looking happy as shit in that photo. Yeah, I was having a good time. Well, thank you, Daniel. You say very cool stream, Dana. Well, we got 14 people in here. That's a lot. X-Ray, you said that's unmistakably a face. Yeah. I have not X-ray. I probably should though. Get the photo analyzed. Yeah, I'd say late 20s, early 30s, maybe blissful. Yeah, I said when you say her eyes and she's got glasses. Kelly, you say she almost looks like she's wearing a type of pilgrimy outfit, like a black dress, white collar, and tie. Yeah, exactly. Or a Victorian type outfit. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Texas. Texas says, hit that like button, you mofos. So I hope that you guys are enjoying looking at these different pictures and stuff. And I'm so pleased that a lot of you are seeing what I saw. Some people, it's okay to not be a believer in this stuff, but some people, that really are not into this stuff, when I showed them the picture, they were like, "Are you kidding me, Dana? That's not anything. That was just, somebody in your group." No, that was not somebody in our group. It's obvious that this person was not from this time period. It couldn't be. Right, Kelly. You say very clear that her hair is parted on the side and tied back. So crazy. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Blissful. You say, Dana, this is amazing. Oh, good Lord, Wes. You say that woman was making a face like that because she had to poop. Blissful, you say, Kelly, it's like a picture from a book. Hey, Dirk, you say, hey, now I'm watching The Haunting of Julia. Coincidence? I think not. No, it's all in the cards, Dirk. Okay. So before I freak too many people out, I'll move past um, this picture here. Well, maybe I will. Well, I don't know what happened there. Okay. Maybe that's all the pictures there. Okay. So now you get to focus on my face. I don't really want anybody to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Enjoyed the videos and the pictures and the audio and all of that. I've been really wanting to kind of share that on a large scale for a long time and just hadn't gotten around to it. Yes, TJ, Ghost got to go too. Are you talking about the detail on the transfer for Texas Chainsaw? Man, now you guys are making me feel bad that I didn't get that one. Kelly, you say, I hope she isn't pooping back there, LOL. We'll let him stay, Blissful. Yeah, so yeah, I got the Dark Sky release. But now I'm kind of regretting not getting that second sight set now. Brandy, you say my preferred version of Chainsaw is my media home entertainment VHS. So I was going to say, I could continue to like share some more things. Maybe we could share some I was thinking of some other stuff that I could, maybe that EVP recording. Now I'm not sure which one it was. It might have been this one. I'm not really sure. So let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can. Okay. Oh, we'll do it like, oops, not like that. We'll put me down there at the bottom there. So let's see if this is the. Hopefully y'all can hear
Is
that.
there anybody there? What's your name?
No, maybe it's
Can you
not.
tell me something about yourself?
Hold on here.
Do you know my dog's name?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it nice where you are?
I don't think I'm going to be able to do that one, unfortunately. Sorry about that, guys. But that was the EVP recording that I did a while back, where I was using the spirit box, which is basically white noise. Like when the TV's off station, for those of you that are big fans of Poltergeist, you know what I'm talking about. When the when the TV goes back, when it used to end its broadcast a day, and then it would go to fuzz. That's basically the white noise. And when there's white noise, supposedly, that's when you can hear spirits more easily. And so I was playing around with the spirit box one night, and I asked if there were any spirits around. I asked a few more questions. And then I asked, do you know my name? And I didn't hear it when I was doing the recording, but again, when I played it back, I could clearly hear someone say Dana. So I wish that I could have been able to play that properly for you guys. TJ, you say I got the most recent Texas Chainsaw Massacre Blu-ray. I'm good. Oh, dirt. Yeah, I would say that where you live, yeah, I would say there would definitely have to be a lot of haunted places. Well, she said the color and everything are the same, but this version is way clearer and sharper. Brandon, you say it looks so creepy. The Blu-ray is a tad bit too clean. It's good, it's widescreen, but that tape has a weird, creepy look to it. Demonic possession, Brandon, I believe it's possible that it exists. But I'm not going to browbeat anybody about it. I mean, but if you are a reader of the Bible, there are cases of demonic possession in the Bible. So I guess it's, up to each individual person whether they believe in demonic possession or don't. Just like it's up to each individual person whether they believe in God or believe in the devil or, or whatever. So yeah, to some extent I do. X-ray, you say, be sure to back those videos and photos up. You don't want to lose that ghostly evidence. Yes. And I have backups to my backups to my backups on those. X-ray. Well, she said, God damn it, Dana, you're going to give me nightmares. Well, I'm just sharing. I'm not trying to give anybody nightmares or anything. Darky says, so the question now is, do we want TCM cleaned up the best? I remember the old VHS is what fucked my head up, LOL. But yes, we do want the best. I will keep my older versions, but now I really want that second sight one. And probably the only way I'd get it is off of eBay, and it'd probably be outrageously priced now. Hey, Rooster. Dougie say playing with Ouija boards, tarot cards too. I've never used tarot cards, but I have used a Ouija board. Rooster, you said there are people who use all that stuff. It is cool. Let's what you say. I had my tarot read for the first time. It was so spot on. X-ray, you said Steve is possessed by the anti-demon Pazuzu. Brewster says, I have gone down a rabbit hole with that ghost and spirit stuff. Yeah, I have too from time to time, Rooster. Brandon, you say, have you ever considered doing a podcast on paranormal cases or true crime? Maybe paranormal cases. I have a morbid curiosity with true crime, but here's why I would probably not do one on my own, because have you guys noticed how many people do true crime podcasts? I think the market's probably too saturated on YouTube for that, for me to do it. I mean, anybody else can do anything they want, but Darky say, yeah, I had my tarot read bad shit happen, and the shit was accurate, so I ain't doing that shit again. No, I don't think I would either, Dirk, if that happened to me. Bruce, you say, Ouija board scares me after The Exorcist. Well, yeah, that would do it. Bruce, you say, yes, gone down the hole with true crime too. Yeah. So I was hoping that Curly Jaws would have been able to stay on here with me, because I was hoping that he might have been able to share some paranormal experiences. But is there anybody that wants to come in live with me on here and talk about it? Or is there anybody that wants to? I know Dirk has had some paranormal experiences. And I know Darren has too, but I didn't see Darren in here tonight. So if you guys want to come live on the stream with me, if you want to just bring it up in the chat, I would love to hear and see some of your experiences. Okay. Curly Jaw says he's going to try again here. I think his internet was giving him a little trouble. X-Ray, you say I would, but I'm tired as fuck. Yeah, I totally get that, X-Ray. Where the hell's Uncle Bill at? Did you pop in here and pop out when I was like showing the pictures in the video? Or I mean, I know Wes was in here, but perhaps Uncle Bill's feeling a little bit under the weather again. There's no Curly Jaws. Let's see here. Welcome back.
I was just like, I don't know what's going on with the internet today. Usually I never have this much of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I have that uncle, I guess, I don't know, I'm having that Uncle Bill internet.
Yeah, poor Uncle Bill. He's had the bad luck lately. First it was his internet was all messed up, and then he got COVID again.
He got COVID again?
Yes, bless his heart. Felt bad for him.
Damn.
X-Ray says Uncle Bill is watching his Eli Roth collection again.
That's funny. Good old Eli Roth. I wouldn't say it's a paranormal. I don't know if I guess you could call, I don't know it. I would think you wouldn't. It's more of a, have you ever heard of, I can't think of what, it's like I can't think of what it's called now. It's going to drive me nuts. Like I'd be laying in bed or whatever. And
is it like a out of body experience?
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's called that per se, but it's something like that. But anyway, I would be like laying on the bed or on the couch, and like I feel like a demon would be grabbing me, throwing me against the ceiling and all that, and ripping my mouth open and shit.
What had you partaken of any?
No, that was before. That was before I started using gummies.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like this was like way before I started using. This was before gummies weren't really even a thing. This is like years and years and years ago. But it hasn't happened to me since. But I'd be like, it felt like something was like ripping my mouth open, and it would throw me against the ceiling, and just it was awful. Like and some nights I'd just wake up screaming.
Yeah. Now,
like
my thank goodness my mom never had anything like that happen, but she did have what you would call astral projection or out of body experiences. There was a time period when my mom just was not feeling good for a long period of time. This was way before COVID. I was younger, a lot younger then, and it was sleep paralysis and all that stuff. She would wake up out of a dead sleep or whatever. And
that's what I was trying to say. Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, she felt like she couldn't get up off the bed. And I think it even went so far as, how people will say during some of those episodes, they're up in the air, like looking down on her body. And she said she actually did that. Her body would feel like it was spinning. And then she could actually feel or maybe see her body on the bed. And I said, Mom, you got to be careful, because I'd read a lot of stuff on that. And sometimes your body, your soul rather, will leave your body and not return. And I guess you die if that happens. Um, so I was so glad when she finally stopped doing that because it was getting where it was making me nervous.
Yeah, it's awful. Like, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. It's the worst experience ever. It's terrifying. I didn't know what the fuck was wrong with me. I probably should have seen the counselor when that shit was happening. You know, like maybe they could have
Well,
gave me some medicine or something, or I don't know.
were you highly stressed at that time, old curly jaws, or
I, I don't. I guess I don't. I'm always a stressful person. So, um, I maybe it's hard. It was just really like it was just terrifying. Like they'd be like, and then like it's hard to explain. I tell people to think. I remember I was on a different podcast and telling this to people. And they looked at me like I was nuts. Like what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, it's like it sounds like I'm in a movie or something, but it's like it feels so real.
mm-hmm, exactly. Um, and when you were talking about it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember when my mom was having those episodes. Um, let's see. Yeah, Kelly mentioned sleep paralysis as well. Bruce, you say my mom that gives told my brother that he would get a divorce over money and it happened 9 years. Is that 9 years before they passed away, or?
Hmm. The sleep paralysis and all that shit's nothing. It's fucking wild. Like it has, like I said, it hasn't happened to me in years, but I'm glad it stopped.
Well, me too. That sounds very frightening. 71, you say house is full of portals and spirits. My dead dog that died in 94 visiting me this morning. Well, there were, speaking of animals though, I've always heard that animals and small children are very susceptible or sensitive to being able to see or feel these entities more so than human beings or older people. And there were times where it would be, well, it didn't have to be night, but a lot of times it was at night that I would take pictures of my dogs. They'd be doing a cute pose or whatever, and I'd just take my phone and take their picture. Well, there were several times, Linnea, my little dachshund that passed away in the last couple of years, she would be sitting, in the doorway or just sitting on the floor in the living room or something. And I would not see these orbs around her until I looked back at a picture and they were just surrounding her. And I was like, there must be, a bunch of spirits in our house or something that really liked her and were drawn to her somehow because it would happen multiple times. It wasn't like it happened one time and never happened again. There were multiple pictures that I had taken of her. And then I'm sure a lot of you guys that have animals, dogs and cats especially, that have you ever been sitting there on the couch or something? That's a cool Chucky doll.
It's actually signed by Brad Dorr.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've had this for a long time.
But have you ever been sitting on the couch like watching TV late at night or something, and all of a sudden one of your dogs or your cat or whatever will just look and their eyes will get wide and they're just looking straight ahead and you don't see anything there, but obviously they sense something there. That freaks me out. That freaks me out more than anything because it's something you can't see, but your dog knows they're there. And I think I might have lost old Curly Jaws again. Bless his heart. Maybe you'll be able to come back. Um, but it's me again. Kelly, you say, I've had a woman slap me in the head, grab my foot at the end of the bed, and I woke up to her watching me sleep. I was screaming. Rob was there for 2 of the 3 times. Oh my gosh. Now, my brother, I don't know if I've told this story before or not. Um, he used to, I don't think he does much anymore, but used to, he would just wake up out of a dead sleep. You know, he could fall asleep on the couch or in the bed or whatever, and he'd wake up out of a dead sleep and try to tell his wife Stephanie, he'd be like, do you see that over there? And he would claim that he saw, those ghosts or ghostly kids or whatever you see in some of these movies, and they have the black eyes and stuff like that. And I think they've even talked about that on some paranormal shows. But it's kind of like that. And he'll say, don't you see that? Just crouched in the corner of the bed or whatever, looking at me. And that kind of stuff is freaky. I've never had that happen. Now, something spooky, kind of spooky that happened a long, long time ago when I was still living at home with my parents. I woke up out of a dead sleep. I was sound asleep, but I just woke up because I heard a woman say Dana. And I mean, this was the early wee morning hours, probably after midnight sometime, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I thought it was Mom. I couldn't think, what other woman would be saying my name, especially up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I asked my mom about it in the morning. I said, Mom, did you call out my name? And she's like, no, Dana, I was asleep. Actually, I slept pretty good that night. And, just like kind of a cold chill came over me because that voice saying Dana was clear as could be. It was almost clear enough that it almost felt like the person was right next to me. And if something had been next to me, I probably would have screamed my head off. Liz, will you say, I'm content with family members just visiting and passing through. I don't know if I told you guys this story or not, but I think my granny, my mom's mom, who passed away a few years back, I think she has come to visit my mom on more than one occasion just to assure Mom that everything's okay. Because Mom told me there were several times in the last year or so where she had turned the TV off and kind of fell asleep in her recliner. She does that quite often. And she was startled out of sleep by the TV coming back on. And the TV didn't just come on. It came on to an old sitcom or television program, something like the Andy Griffin Show or something like that. Something that, my mom likes those shows too, but it would have been something that my granny would have watched too. And I got to thinking more and more about it because it happened several times and sometimes multiple times in one night. Mom would, kind of think, what's going on here? And turn it back off and go back to sleep. And then a little while later, she'd be woken up out of a dead sleep again with the TV coming back on to another show. And again, it would have been a show that Granny would have enjoyed. And I said, you know what, Mom? I think since it's happened multiple times that Granny is trying to comfort you in some way. So, yeah, I totally get that. Richard, you say nine years after my mom passed? Johnny said, "Hey all, my only paranormal experience involves seeing a Ninja Turtle looking shadow in the hallway with glowing eyes as a 4-year-old. Now that might freak me out, John." 71, you say, he enters my dream saying he's hungry and that's time to feed him and get out to the doghouse, and it's all boarded up, and then he comes out running around. You say your mom predicted your brother's divorce. Wow. Kelly, you say, me too, Blissful. My parents sometimes visit me in my dreams. John, you say, I wish I could say I had more. Some creepy stuff. Nothing like Ernie Hudson and Ghostbusters. I've seen shit that'll turn you white. Blissful, you say, the room I turned into a closet has a faint scent of perfume last night. It was strong. I don't know who it is. I feel comfort, so I don't worry. Sammy, when he said, I'd never want a Chucky doll in my house, hope Curly Jaws is one brave soul. Rooster, you say, I saw something. I seen numbers that reoccur or spirits. They're letting you know they're there. Yes, Brandon, I do remember that. The shit-toothed demon from Dead Pit back in the day. Blissful, you say, Kelly, I see a shadow of my great-great-grandfather. I was named after him, and I've felt or saw other shadows. It usually gets more active in the spring. Blissful, you said, the room where I smelled the perfume was gutted, and it's still there after it was finished. It's a very old-fashioned fragrance. Dirk, you say, older people that have dementia can be kind of freaky, at least when I was a kid. Oh, yes. And Dirk, I did see where you had said that you'd like to do this, but yeah, you said we'll do that sometime, Dana. I want to be a bit more prepared with the history of these places. Oh yeah, definitely. I would like to do a second part to this, and I'll let you know when I'm thinking about doing that, Dirk. Listen, you say, Dirk, my dad had dementia. He really saw ghosts because they were the ones I had encountered. 71, you say, yep, according to my parents, the house is full of invisible children. She teaches at night like she did during her younger years. There's also people at the door. Yeah, I could see me doing multiple streams on this. TJ, you say, I want to see ghosts so bad. I think I scared them off. LOL. So, guys, I'll probably go ahead and stay on here till 11. That's about in 3 minutes. I love this. This was a lot of fun, and I definitely see myself doing multiple ones of these. But I love it that that you guys had so many stories to share, and hopefully we can have Dirk, and maybe we can get Kelly on here. I'd love to get a bunch of you guys on here live on the stream with me to talk about experiences, or like I said, if you don't have any ghostly experience stories to tell, you could talk about your favorite supernatural movies. And there are some supernatural movies that aren't horror movies, and you could share those as well. And I apologize, guys, that I was eating so much of this blizzard while I was on here. Unfortunately, when my blood sugar gets low like that, and it's either get up and get something or pass out on you guys. And I definitely don't want to do that, because that might scare some people. So, Dirty says, same with my brother who is schizophrenic. I believe he's seen something supernatural. There's no doubt. Anybody that is dealing with anything like that, I just think that they're just definitely more sensitive to those types of entities. Unless what you say, don't apologize. I'm living vicariously through you. Oh, that would be awesome, TJ. You say I wanted to visit the Conjuring house because it's not that far from me, but the prices are nuts. Like, how much does it cost, TJ? Johnny say I always get freaked out when my dog stares up the wall too long. Animals hear and see higher frequencies. You never know. Exactly, John. Dirty say I believe he is gifted, but most think he's crazy. I do think there is a creativity and yeah, they are gifted, because, for instance, they say a lot of people that suffer from severe depression are also very creative. Writers, painters, musicians, all those different types of people. They might. It's unfortunate that they suffer from such a great depression, but they tend to be some of the most creative people you could ever meet. It takes you to say, when you do that show, Dana, I'll tell you the dreams I've had about my mom. Oh yeah, I would love people to come on and share. I feel really bad that I thought of this keep hitting that now. I thought of this at the last minute. I wish that it hadn't taken me so long to decide, oh, hey, Dana, yeah, you're going to do a stream. Well, thanks for stopping by, Kelly. You say I'm off to watch a movie with Rob. Good night, all. Well, y'all have fun watching the movie. Blitzway say, John, I know what you mean. I have 3 cats that stare at my bedroom doorway the same time every night. John, you say that the old hag thing is terrifying. Never had that happen, luckily. So, guys, it is now 11:02, and like I said, I have had a ton of fun sharing pictures, sharing stories, hearing your guys' stories, and I definitely want to do this again. But the next time, I will give fair warning, more advance notice. That way, Dirk, Texas, anybody else that wants to join in live can do so and be able to have enough time to get all their stuff together, so they don't forget anything that they want to bring up. Oh, you're welcome, Rooster. You have a good night too. And on that note, guys, I'm going to skedaddle on out of here for the night, and I will see everyone on the flip side. Y'all have a good night now, and don't see too many ghosts, okay?